We're on. Cool. I didn't know we were on. There we go. Sorry.
Countdown. How could you not?
Well, it was taking forever to load up on the thing there. Also, let me do this. There we go.
Obviously.
Well, it was taking
There
forever
we
to
go.
load up.
And apparently we have a background audio going on.
That was me. Because I have the stream up on Facebook.
Oh, that explains a lot.
Because I can't see the comments that are going to come through from like Twitch or YouTube, but you'll see them on that end. I can only see the Facebook things.
Well, all three people that are watching, like you, me, and whoever else decides to
exactly.
Yeah.
All four of them.
Welcome. Welcome to the show. We're on. We're doing a show, I guess.
It wasn't with me and Jet today. Marco is driving back from wherever the hell he's driving back from, and Jimmy has to babysit today, so he has to. He
has to babysit himself. That's really sad.
Probably,
honey, you're not allowed to leave. You have to babysit yourself. Oh, can I do this? No. Okay.
We love you, Jimmy.
Don't lie. It's just become. No, I'm just kidding. Wish you were here. You can always phone it in.
Yes, you can. Yeah, you can always call in.
We figured out that if you plug in the phone, it works.
I know. I learned things today.
I know.
Let me do the usual stuff here and tag everybody who I usually tag: Marco, Jeff, Johnny, Nick, Shannon, Alan, and there we go. Everybody's tagged and needs to get tagged. Awesome. Welcome to the show, everybody. Before we get started in this whole thing, we have to talk about the elephant in the room. And that is, and look, there were jokes that were made.
Jokes?
A lot of jokes that were made, I should say. But in complete seriousness, the absolute fucking tragedy of that Titan submarine.
Yeah.
Like an absolute tragedy, avoidable 100% at the hands of the CEO and the people who made the Campbell Soup Titanic vessel.
Campbell Soup. I'd rather go down in a Campbell's can. That'll probably last longer, honestly. But
I said it from the moment it lost communication, like the moment I was like, they're dead.
Yeah.
Like there's no need to search. They lost communication. There's no way to get that thing back up from where it is. I will say that the good thing is how it happened. Like they didn't.
You're gonna have to explain that before people start.
I know they didn't suffocate. They didn't run out of oxygen.
They didn't have time.
They didn't nothing. They had plenty of oxygen because it happened on Sunday. We all thought it was Thursday, Friday. They're going to be out of oxygen, and they're going to suffocate the whole nine. But it, and the exact words from the Coast Guard and whatnot was that it was a catastrophic implosion.
Oh yeah. Now, what they mean by that, just to get a little sciencey on here, it's basically the pressure of the water literally implodes the submarine.
Yeah,
like you would like a piece of paper. You ball it up,
but
you're doing it in 30 milliseconds.
Yes,
we're like that's not even 30. This is like what, like I don't know.
There was a video I saw, and I know how much you hate TikTok, but there's a video that I saw on there. It was a mortician, and she was kind of going into the sign, and that it happened so quickly that it didn't register. Like their brains didn't even register what happened. Like it was
over.
It was
like a blink
instant. Well, actually less than that, because it takes like 10 milliseconds to blink, and it's happened in less. So before they can even blink their eye, it was done. Like and so that's the.
Hopefully they were in mid blink, so they didn't see anything, because that would have been really bad. Like, oh crap, that's the last thing I see.
It's and again, the only good thing about it is that it was quick. No one suffered. It was.
I want to know who wore Arid Extra Dry. We obviously know that's the fault here.
Yeah. Well,
before anybody says yes, we are going to make some jokes, but we're going to, because it is a touchy subject.
Yes.
And I'm trying to keep it.
Humor is how we deal with things.
We tasteful. Well, I try to be tasteful, but a lot of people have been brutal out there.
I know.
I will say there was one thing I chuckled at when I saw a meme that says Titanic 2,
Rich
People 0.
People 0.
I'm like, Okay, that's funny, but still, it's
one of the ones that got me, and it made me laugh way harder than it probably should have. It was a picture of Statler and Waldorf from Muppets
okay.
on the front of the Titanic, and said the third class passengers laughing at all at the billionaires that are joining them. That was the one that I was like, oh, that's harsh.
It is. It
I mean,
is.
to be fair, I made a couple of the memes that I shared.
You have to admit that. Oh man,
yes,
I kept my mouth shut.
The one of the ones that I did make that I was very proud of. It was they wouldn't have gotten lost. And again, this was before the implosion. This was there was lost.
Right.
It was they wouldn't have gotten lost if they're using this controller. It was a SpongeBob SquarePants controller.
Probably would have been better off with an Atari.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, there's so much information came out about this sub. So much information after the fact. It had no door. They're bolted in. It was controlled by a $40 Logitech game controller
that they bought on Amazon.
That they bought on Amazon. And by the way,
no offense, Logitech, you have good stuff, but I mean, come on.
If you go to
this is not good for you right now.
If you go to Amazon and you find that controller,
you know their stocks are going, oh shit.
If you go on Amazon and look for that controller and look at the reviews for it, my God,
there was so bad.
There was so many. One sit up doesn't work; it only goes down.
You know what? Someone needs to do a review because there's obviously 5 people that can't right now. That goes, oh, my review of this controller is it seems to disconnect an awful lot.
Yeah. And then the questions that were on Amazon. I'm baking a homemade rocket ship in my backyard. Will this help me pilot it? Like, all these fucking questions that were coming out, and I'm like, God, man, you guys are. And the fact that the news picked up on it. The news picked up on the memes, which made it not funnier, but the news has never really picked up on memes before. Like, it's one of those things, like, they've kind of ignored the internet for the most part. But the fact that they're like, this shows the savagery of the internet, I'm like, yeah, it does.
It is so bad. It's like, oh my God. And it's not even, when you think about it, it isn't the controller's fault, really.
It's the CEOs of the company for cutting all kinds of corners.
But here's the thing. What people don't realize is there's a job opening to run the company.
I know.
Who needs a job?
Well, I checked it yesterday, and
first thing on your resume should be, will not use Logitech controllers.
I went to the site yesterday. So I wanted to verify that posting was real. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of things online that whatever. So I wanted to verify that it was posted. Well, I don't know because they shut the connection on the website.
Oh my God!
You can't access anything on OceanGate anymore.
Well, yeah, because people went there. Hey, what's about this company? Hey, is there really a job open? You know, someone was dumb enough.
100%.
I wouldn't be surprised if someone in the company going, I'm just going to post this and see what happens.
Oh yeah, my God. I mean, and I was saying off air that I feel bad for everybody. I mean, as much as I hate billionaires, you know what I mean? Because they stepped on the backs and necks of the poor and middle class. For their own gain and personal wealth.
Yeah,
100%. But it was still a dad, a brother, a son, an uncle, a nephew.
Yeah,
whatever it is.
How many people? It's the CEO of
the tour guide. There was the CEO of the tour guide, the father, son.
Dude.
It was only the 5.
Else? So just the 5.
Yeah.
So like 4 innocent people died. One greedy bastard that says, "Meh, I'm going to ignore all the warnings from the test runs and everything."
So, I mean,
the experts that say, yeah, you really can't go down that deep. Not even naval submarines go down that deep.
Are we going to ignore the similarities between the captain of the Titanic and the captain of this fucking vessel? They are staggeringly similar.
Well, he wasn't using a controller, first of all. Okay.
But he was ignored when they said there's icebergs up there. You might want to divert course. He was like, fuck it, we're going to go anyway, and went straight ahead.
He didn't say that. He said, okay, here's what we're going to do.
On a moonless night.
It's supposed to be an indestructible ship. I'm trusting in the product that I'm capited. I'm trying to, what is the word? He's a captain, but yeah, I guess.
Yes.
Any way I say it is going to come out wrong. So, yeah, that he was in charge of. It's like, okay, couple ice, we'll just turn, not a problem. Do. Iceberg, what? Oops.
And this guy was like, look, the window in the front of this will not be able to withstand more than 1,500 psi's of pressure. And the guy was like, "You're fired." And they just kept doing it.
My thing is, I think he was really thinking like, all right, what I'll do is I'll go down as deep as I could possibly go. Maybe we'll get a glimpse of it. Be like, there you go. And like, and then we'll come back up and I'll have all this money. Do. Why is the controller not working?
So
anybody got any extra batteries? Hello?
Somebody
AAA? Anybody? Remember? Oh.
Somebody did they broke it down mathematically, money wise, and what
shitload of money.
Well, no
safety precautions.
No, yeah, it was basically putting it in perspective for people who don't have $1 billion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they said $250,000 of $1 billion is like 0.00025% of $1 billion, or 0.025% of $1 billion.
Okay.
And if you save $10,000, $2.50 would be the equivalent of $250,000 to $1 billion. And he was like, so if somebody came up to you and they said, I just created this brand new bungee jumping experience off the side of this bridge, and all it cost you is $2.50. Would you do it? I'm like, fucking no, I wouldn't. Number one, I don't trust bungee jumping, whether it's professional or on the side of a road. You will never catch. I'm white, but I'm not. Let's go bungee jumping white. I'm also not. Let's get in a tin can and go see Titanic white.
It's called rich white, not. It's called rich white. I'm still not doing that.
Yeah.
But even still, it's like people like. How do I put this without sounding like a jerk? People that want to climb Mount Everest.
Yeah,
that is the one where everyone dies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I just want to make sure I get my mountains right because I know there's hundreds of them.
Were there popsicles?
I read the stories of those, and it's like, and it's anybody that's. I get the need for adventure. I get that. Everybody does. We have adventure, have excitement, adrenaline rush. We're all wired for that.
I mean, you and I mean, it's not as extreme as climbing a mountain. We go into places that are supposedly, wanted by the different things, and we don't know what we're going to walk into when we get inside. We're like, let's go fucking do it.
Yeah, but that's not more of an adventure. That's just like, well, let's see if this is true.
Curiosity.
Yeah, it's more of curiosity. But even still, like these people, like, I want to feel blood boiling or rushing. And
they felt it, right?
No, they didn't. It just froze too fast before they could feel it. But the point is, like, I hear this, and then some of the stupidity things I hear, I'm like, they go by themselves. Oh, I'm feeling cold. I'll go into this cave. I'll sit down and get my strength. And obviously, they don't get back up.
Yeah.
And so you got, what is it, the green jacket guy?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah.
Laying down. And instead of taking him out or anything, no, he's a marker.
Yeah. There's a dead person as a marker on Mount Everest.
Like, and this is how fast. And this is
look at what's his name. And because the search just resumed from the other day, Julian Sands.
Oh, please tell me that didn't end badly.
I don't know.
I know we still have not found him yet.
It's been 6 months.
If he's a hiker and I don't know, even basic survival skills, even still, he might actually still be out there.
He could be.
That's the thing. I mean, you can.
If he knows how to survive, I mean, hell,
even basic, like, okay,
if he knows how to cook, food, like if he knows how to hunt, basically, basic ideas of hunting, he could have like rabbits and squirrels and whatnot.
I know this is going to sound harsh, but leaves, certain bark, bugs. There's things you can do to survive. And survivalists out there who don't watch our show obviously won't respond, so I'm not even going to ask you to. Know this, and I know this is going back, and I don't want anybody making fun of me. I was a Boy Scout. I'm sure you probably.
I was. Yeah. Well,
were kicked out.
I was a Cub Scout. And I didn't go past Cub Scout. I got tired pretty fucking fast.
So you didn't even get to the good stuff.
No.
So yeah, they're like, just the handbook itself says, like, here's what you do. Here's how you make a tent. Here's everything you need to basically survive out in the wilderness.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically all it is. It's a survival thing, but it's also fun too. Play with knives, wood, burn shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, you learn you get to learn how to do that. It is pretty neat, and some of the stuff you can do.
Yeah,
and it's just, I mean, unless he broke his leg, in which case it's like,
at that point, I'm not sure if there's any update on the
Yeah, that would have been in the news like
the
like
thing.
that
Yeah, it
if
says
it was. Still haven't found, but they're probably giving up hope.
Yeah, family released its first statement since it's like I'm starting to see this. Let's see. We continue to hold Julian in our hearts with bright memories of him as a wonderful father, husband, explorer, lover of nature, world, and the arts,
Great actor.
and as an original and collaborative performer. I mean, so they said they're deeply grateful to the search teams and coordinators who have worked tirelessly to find Julian. June 17th, search for San California's Mount Baldy. The eighth organized search since his disappearance was unsuccessful, but the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department said the case remains active. So they have not given up looking for him.
That's good. That's good. They'll find him eventually.
I said they find him alive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm
because here's the thing.
When this news first broke, I was like, "Fuck, man!" It's one of those things. But again, it's one of those things like, why would you go by yourself?
Well, that's the thing. A lot of people that just go on hikes think it's okay. They don't. I know they think about, okay, if something happens, okay, I'll do this. But when it does happen, you don't think that right away.
No.
You can prepare yourself, but until you're in the situation, you don't know how you're going to react.
Yes.
Or if he tripped, fell, he could be unconscious. He could be like walking around the forest in a daze, not knowing what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
Because technically, if you were in that situation, you would try the hardest either to get to an open spot, someplace where you can actually be seen, open. That whole thing about hug a tree, that's only for kids, kids separate parents.
Yeah.
But it's the thing where if you're going to survive, you're going to do something to make, like grab bushes, whatever, put it in some kind of weird pattern so that when people fly overhead or whatever, hey, there's some kind of weird outline or whatever. Maybe we should check that out. Oh, there he is.
So there was something.
Also, on a side note, talking about just hiking in general, if you're going to go by yourself or you're going to do anything by yourself, yes, you let people know where you're going. But on the off chance you don't, they do have, and I'm just going to bring up the product. I'm not going to glorify it or anything.
Yeah.
Apple AirPods, for Christ's sake, they're only as big as a quarter. You can put it in your wallet. You can put it in your backpack, in your pocket.
Oh, the tracker.
Yeah, they last for an entire year.
Yeah.
And they work.
Mm-hmm.
I've had them on my luggage. I've watched them go from the plane to the terminal, back and forth, and even with me on the plane. You can track those things.
Yeah.
Put one in your damn wallet. Something.
There was something that I'd seen on Facebook that somebody shared, and I've seen it shared a bunch of times, and it's usually when something like this happens with Julian Sands or with the people in Titan shit, whatever it is. And it was
like, there they are.
Well, and it was
here you go.
If you are driving somewhere or something like that, and you're out of gas or your car breaks down or whatever it is, and your phone's going to die, change your voicemail. Change your voicemail. Hey, this is so-and-so. My car broke down on the side of blah, blah road. I'm staying at the car, or I'm walking to town, or that way,
So I'm going to be at this place called the Bates Motel. If anybody needs me.
Your phone might die, but voicemail
stays.
And it'll be there until you change it again.
Yeah.
Which will get people like, oh, he's on the side of Route 38 in Chemung by Bass River State Park. Let's go there first. Or whatever
I'm
it
in
is.
the trunk of a blue sedan. The guy looks like this, and shit.
Do what John Mulaney said. Punch the window in the wave.
Hey, hi. That's what they do. You kick out the light thing.
Yeah.
Some cars have the emergency.
Detective J.J. Bittenbinder. But yeah, so our hearts and thoughts and everything go out to the families of the people that were taken in the Titans.
Except for the CEO. He deserved it.
Yeah,
I hate to sound that way.
Yeah, 100% did. And like I had when everything first started, when I first heard about everything, the bolting of the thing and the game controller, the whole nine. I'm like, look, the moment I heard the phrase, "We're gonna bolt you in now," I'll be like, you know what? I have to pee.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. And I was leave and not come back. Because bolting me in, that sounds like certain death.
Oh yeah.
Because there's no way to get out. Not that if I could get out, I'd be able to anyway at whatever depth they were. I ain't making the friggin' service at 1,400 feet, whatever it is. But yeah, the moment I heard bolting, we're gonna bolt you in, I'm like, you know what? No, I'm all right. But yeah, so while we were
Well, that's the other thing. Like the sub does not have any emergency things. Like if something happens, the air balloon thing to actually help lift it up.
Yeah.
Nothing like that. Nothing on board whatsoever.
Mm-mm.
And it's like, even just that, even if it imploded or even got to a depth where those things went that way.
Well,
I don't know.
someone had said, no, I don't know if this was legit or not, or they were just kind of talking out their ass. But someone had said that there was the sandbags attached to it. That that something went wrong, that they would start to, well, they call them sandbags, but they would start to basically
Remove 'em
like
and
empty, and you'd be able to flip back to the top and flip back up again. But looking at the picture of that thing, I was like, how's it gonna float? There's nothing on it that's inflated.
actually, the whole thing is inflated because it's filled with
Oh,
ice.
yeah, right, yes, that's right, yeah.
If you wanna get that technical.
Yeah, it's pressurized, yes, so it would float. But the fact that they didn't even get to see the thing that they wanted to see before they were basically disintegrated. Like,
Yeah.
you know, not to be crass or whatnot, but scientifically speaking, they were disintegrated. Like, there's nothing left of them
Last
anywhere.
harsh joke. I hope the families get a refund.
I hope so too. Like, I'm not it's not even a joke. Well, either that or there's gonna be
Well, there's lawsuits coming. That's
oh,
for
yeah.
damn sure.
There's
So
gonna be a
you
name
know what? Keep
change.
your money. We're gonna get the whole company. Don't worry.
There's gonna be a name change to that company. But
Yeah. But yeah, just I mean, even going back to what I said, like if you're a hiker, if you're doing something or whatever, like it's just a little tracker thing. It goes a long way. Like you may not think it does. It's like, oh, I'll be fine. I'm just walking along the trail. No,
yeah.
because I said the same thing. Why do I need a dash cam? Nothing really happens to me. Yeah, the moment I said that, guess what happened 2 blocks from my house?
What?
I had a car pull in front of me, I hit him, and then, of course, the owner of the car, because the person was from, Punta Cana, the actual owner who lent him the car, tried to say all this BS about, "Oh, I'm coming from another accident," or, "No, it's my fault." Oh, I'm like, he ran the stop sign right in front of me while I was looking the opposite way, and luckily, the person that actually lived on the corner saw the whole thing, backed me up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Okay, I'm getting a dash cam. You don't think you'll need it, but you will."
Yeah, at some point in your life, it's yeah. They're like, even when I was driving for Lyft and Uber more
Mhm.
full time, I had a dash cab. A dash cab. I had a dash cam that faced
Capitan?
that
Dash
faced
cam.
that faced both ways. I
Mhm.
one that faced inside the car and one that faced outside the
Like
car.
my raincoat.
So that way, you know, if I were getting into an accident,
You have it one way?
I have one way, and if the customer is being a belligerent fucking shitbag, I
Yeah.
have it the other way. So it covered my ass, and I used to have a thing taped, well, not taped, I had little plastic sleeves that were tied to my headrest of my car that let people know there's a dash cam in this car.
Yeah, you are being
Yeah,
taped.
you are being recorded.
Because, yes, you do have to let them know they are being recorded even though they're personally getting into your vehicle.
Yes.
Now, I would like to know the law, separate topic, I would like to know the law about that. If you're like a Lyft driver,
Yeah.
whatever, or even in general, if someone gets into your personal property like that and you're driving them somewhere, do you have to let them know you're recording something or not?
I don't know, but
That's what I wanna
I did anyway.
Yeah, like businesses have to let you know. Like,
Yes.
it's like, yeah, you are being recorded. Just don't do something stupid. You know.
And but yeah, um, oh yeah, I was gonna bring up Monster Mania. That's what I want to do real quick.
Oh, okay.
Because they made a bunch of guest announcements.
Oh, real quick, is there anything else we wanna talk about with the Titan sub or
Nah.
anything like that, or pretty much we left that dry?
Yeah, let it dry.
Okay, yeah, we'll beat the dead horse next week or something.
Yeah. I mean, we want to sink so low, you know what I mean?
They're kings of the world now.
But
Moving on.
But don't worry, we'll not crack under the pressure. So, they made a bunch of guest announcements.
They're sleeping with the fishes?
Yeah.
They're
The fish food,
they're
actually. So they made a bunch of announcements for Monster Mania for all three, for the Oaks PA1, the Hunt Valley, and Cherry Hill. Cherry Hill is the one closest to right now, so we'll do those first. Kind of go among other ones they've already done. They announced Kiefer Sutherland, Lou Diamond Phillips, Dermot Mulroney, who was in Young Guns as well, Scream
Yep.
6.
Oh, really?
Hmm?
Really?
Yeah, he was the detective. He was the
Huh.
one that yeah, that he was the
I
good
haven't seen that yet.
okay, never mind. I don't say anything else. So, let's see, I'm gonna go through down the
Now
bottom
that
here.
I know.
Eugene Clark, Tyler Mane,
Mhm.
Keith David, Lisa and Louise Burns, who are the Shining Twins.
Keith David,
Yeah,
okay.
from The Thing and They Live and the voice of Spawn, the animated
Yes,
series.
and Gargoyles,
Yes.
Goliath. Love
Let's
that
see,
show.
Alyssa Sutherland, who was in Evil Dead Rise.
Now
Uh,
that's Kiefer Sutherland's daughter or
no relation at all.
really?
Yeah. Harry Hamlin, Corey Taylor from Slipknot Stone Sour. He was in Oaks, PA, last year. Billy Worth from Lost Boys, Alex Winter, Jason Patrick, all from the Lost Boys, a little mini Lost Boys reunion happening.
Alex, I wouldn't mind meeting him.
Ron Perlman is going to be there as well. Jackie Earl Haley was announced the other day. Hopefully, doesn't cancel again. Again, I know he's when he's canceled, it's been for filming. It's been they've been like
reasons.
yeah, it's been like fuck Terry Hill. It's always because he's an actor. He's a working actor and he had stuff to do. But the coolest one on here.
Doesn't that make the other actors look bad? It's like, sorry, I got to cancel. I'm actually working. Fuck you.
Edward Furlong's like, what about me, guys?
Like you had a job. You're just be glad.
But the coolest one for me is MJF from AEW, the AEW World Champion.
Of course,
and it's cool for me because he's a dick. He is in character all day, every day, at any appearances.
I'm gonna ask, are you sure he's in character or he's just that way?
So it's a thing. Well, no, because so I met him years ago when he worked for a couple independent promotions that based out of Philadelphia, New Jersey. One of the nicest guys I ever met. Like super cool dude, loves the business, but he believes in kayfabe. Like he's very old school. He's like a Hulk Hogan or a Sergeant Slaughter, Roddy Piper, like maintaining the character to not break the illusion for like even for young fans. Like they see him as being an asshole on TV, but give you hugs and kissing babies, and whatnot. It breaks the illusion.
I get you, yeah.
So, but the best thing about it is all the people on the Monster Mania fans page that were just bitching because they've seen videos, they've seen interaction between him and fans. Why are you bringing him in? He's treats people like crap. Well, yeah, they're paying for it.
Yeah,
they're fully aware that he's just going to treat them like garbage, and they are 100% paying for it. And so two of the funniest videos I've seen with him meeting people. One was a guy in a wheelchair. Before the video, there's a disclaimer. It said, we worked this out beforehand. He knew what he was getting into. He can take the punishment. Don't comment. Don't say anything bad about Max because this is all. He knew what he was getting into.
gotcha.
And the guys, and he's crippled. Like he's he's not like a the mobile one with this joystick, like one of those.
Not a Logitech controller.
No, not Logitech controller. No. And but Max is just laying into him. He's like, he's like, hey, look what I can do. And he stands up. He's like, okay, now you do it. And he sits back down again. He's like, I can watch this. And he starts to jump around. He's like, okay, now your turn. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so great. But the one somebody commented on the Monster Mania fans post or the Monster Mania post about it was a video that I had not seen before. And it kind of confirms what I'm saying about he's a nice guy. This girl drew a hand-drawn portrait of him, like a headshot portrait. And when she gave it to him, you could genuinely see that he was totally amazed by it. Like when he looked at it, he's like, this is amazing. He's like, how long does this take you to do? She's like 5 hours. He's like, this is really good. And then he reached over and grabbed his Sharpie and without breaking eye contact, just scribbled all over this portrait. Just fucking ruined it. And just locked eyes. And she's like, or you can do that. And I'm like, this is fucking so good. And then
case in point, if you make a painting, make sure you put some kind of sealant over it because he's gonna
and people were talking about it, and then someone posted a tweet that the girl made. She's like, yes, I did legitimately take 5 hours making this drawing. Yes, I was fully aware that the chances of being destroyed were very, very great. But I wanted the interaction. I wanted MJF to do whatever he's torn up 8x10s, like signed him and ripped him in half and threw him on the floor. He signs figurines, just throws them on the fucking floor when he's done signing them. He is an absolute dick. And the problem is there are people that are not going to want to meet him, that aren't wrestling fans and don't know who he is, but they're going to be in line at a table next to his, and they're going to see him like tossing shit in the ground and cursing people out, and they're going to go right to Dave, be like, "What the fuck is up with this guy?"
But at the same time, those things like the 8x10 ripped in half,
Yeah.
they picked it up and they actually have it framed like with
100%.
Like the painting. She has that hung up.
Uh-huh.
I painted that,
MJF,
and so did he.
Yeah, MJF did that.
He helped out. It's a work of art, one of a kind.
But one of the ones is not on the website yet, but I had to double check, make sure it was for Cherry Hill. It's for Cherry Hill and the Maryland show in October. Randy Quaid.
Really?
Yes.
Wait, how is he allowed into the country?
He's been doing a lot of cons.
Really?
He was just a Fan Expo in Philly, which was a fucking shit show. If you didn't hear about the disaster that convention was,
you'll have to talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I usually don't talk poorly about other conventions, but Fan Expo used to be Wizard World, so they know how to run things.
Oh, that's right, Wizard World. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Ever since they switched and went private out of Wizard, I feel bad for Wizard. Really.
Yeah.
I miss them so bad.
But so they know how to run conventions. You know what I mean? Because they were one of the biggest names in cons. But
that's the thing.
This one was it was so bad.
You know why?
I didn't go.
Because before you start getting into it, the reason why Wizard World, it was comic books.
Yes.
Comic artists, all that stuff. And then suddenly Nerd Troll comes in. Hey, let's get some actors in here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's do it. Now it's like, okay, here's actor, comics. It's like it's overshadowing it. It's like we went there to meet the artists behind some of our favorite books.
Yes.
Stuff. Now it's called Fan Expo.
Yeah, Fan Expo, and
let's just meet a bunch of people.
Now, to be fair, the guest list for the one was amazing. Michael J. Fox, Christopher Lloyd,
yes,
Randy Quaid.
But how much do you have to pay just to even see one?
So most of them were relatively fairly priced, like
Fine, fairly.
Well, Lloyd was like $80, which is what you'd expect for Christopher Lloyd. You know what I mean? Mick Foley was like $50, like $40, $50. There's a couple there that were it was kind of the same price range as Monster Mania, between like 40 and 60, depending on who it was, and the higher level guests. Michael J. Fox is the highest one,
obviously,
$275.
Well, he also has to pay for his medication.
Yes,
so
and
I'd shell that out for Michael J. Fox.
So would I. I asked a buddy of mine though, and I was like, and I don't mean this like as a slight or an insult. It was a genuine question. Do you think he signs things anymore? Like you know what I mean? Like, and it wasn't meant as a jab, but I mean, with how bad his Parkinson's has gotten, does he still sign things, or does he have like a stamp with his?
Is he a left or right-handed? That's what I want to know.
I'm not sure. But here's the thing: he does still sign. Like they're posting a picture of the 8x10s, and it was signed. Like, and it was. I mean, most celebrity signatures are not readable to begin with. But his was it wasn't readable because you knew who signed it. Like, it was very.
Well, I think, when he's sitting still, whatever, it's still moving and all that. But when he actually moves, he can move it.
Yes.
I think that's the difference.
But yeah, so it wasn't meant as
Correct me if I'm wrong.
It wasn't meant as a slight or an insult. I was genuinely asking a question, like, because at that point, no one would complain if they walked up and he was just like, and stamped the signature on.
Right.
Because he has Parkinson's. So no one's going to bitch about a part about. Because if you bitch about that, you're an asshole.
Yeah.
Like, if you're like, I can't believe this Parkinson's riddled celebrity didn't sign my 85 Funko Pops for me.
I know.
Like,
right? Here's the step, but then again, it's the same thing. It's just like, dunk.
Yeah. So then we're going to jump down to we'll jump to Hunt Valley because it's the next one after Cherry Hill.
Okay.
And same thing. You have Camilla and Carrie Moore, who were Tina and Terry in Friday the 13th, the final chapter.
Okay.
Kimberly Beck was in the final chapter. She was Trish. Warrington Gillette was Jason in part 2. DJ Graham was Jason in Jason Lives. Derek Mears, who was the remake of 13th. He was also in Swamp Thing.
We'll move past that.
He was in Predator 2010. Randy Quaid as well. Greg Nicotero, who was Walking Dead. He's a makeup
Yes,
legend with
I know
makeup.
Greg. I know Greg. But I know who he is.
Jameson Newlander from The Lost Boys as well, and Corey Feldman.
Well,
which I'm not gonna lie, and again, scheduling wise, I get it, but you're having a Lost Boys reunion in Cherry Hill.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I get spreading it out, and it's not again not a slight or an insult, but kind of to spread it out. Maybe Kiefer couldn't do November.
Well, you also
You
have
know
to
what I mean?
understand, you have the vampires at this one, and you have the Frog Brothers at this one.
Yes.
So I could get that. Plus,
Oh yeah, it's kind of separating the guests.
and I feel so bad about Corey Feldman, really. You know, in a sense, because
all the stuff that he's been through.
Yeah, all the stuff he's
Everything.
trying to do just to keep not relevant, but just
in a spotlight.
be there.
Yeah.
You know, he tried his music, whether you like it or not, whatever.
Yes.
But he is still doing it.
He enjoys it.
Yeah,
he enjoys doing it.
I mean,
I made jokes about it the whole night, but he enjoys doing it.
Yeah, and for the most part,
there's a lot of things.
bad.
I tell my friends, there's a lot of things that I say that I don't mean. I say to get a rise. I say to get a reaction. I don't mean what I say. Hocus Pocus fucking blows. I say it. I don't mean it. I enjoy Hocus Pocus. I think it's a good movie. It's a good family popcorn flick. Not Oscar nominated worthy, but it's a decent movie. For a once a year movie, I can watch it. I couldn't watch it. It's not one of those that I can see and go, oh, let's watch Hocus Pocus. No. Once a year, not 25 times on freaking whatever channel has all Halloween flicks, the 31 Days of Halloween, and they play that movie 30 of 31 days. But it's a once a year movie. I watched the sequel the other day. Not super great, but watchable. It was decent, But my girlfriend wanted to watch it, so I watched Hocus Pocus 2, whatever. It was all right. It's Hocus Pocus. You know what I mean? It's the same fucking story. Witches come back, shit goes down, witches go away. There you go.
Well, the first one was a mistake. The second one was deliberate because some stupid moron. Yes, I've seen it. Don't push the issue. Decides, oh, we got to bring him back because I saw him when I was. I'm like, are you an idiot?
I know.
Did you not do your research?
No, clearly not.
And then he tricks an innocent girl to light a candle. I'm like, seriously?
But anyway. So, and now on to Oaks. Oaks is gearing up to be, I think, pretty fucking big. It's the 20th year of Monster Mania. So they're going all out with, I think, all 3 shows this year. I think they're going to kind of pull out a bunch of stops. So Griffin Dunne and David Naughton from American Werewolf in London.
Yes.
Lee Waddell,
David, take your life.
Lee Waddell, who was Ghostface in Scream 1 and 2, the person like in the costume.
Oh, okay, cool.
Super cool dude. I met him at Cherry Hill a year or 2 ago. Very personable, very fan friendly, just awesome all around cool dude.
Now I'm curious about that. Now, did he play Ghostface like the entire time, or did they actually have some of the actors?
He was a stunt guy.
Okay, so he was the stunt. Okay,
yeah.
But then the other actors basically played him.
Yeah.
But, okay, cool.
Roger Jackson, who was the voice of Ghostface for all of the movies.
Yep.
But
even the TV series too, right?
But for all that don't know, he was also Mojo Jojo in the Powerpuff Girls. He was a voice actor. He's done so many things aside from Scream. So if you go to the one in Oaks, if you're not a Scream fan, I'm not sure how the fuck it's possible. But if you're not a Scream fan, he'll have 8 by 10s for other things. And again, another super funny dude. Like if you get a picture with him, you're smiling in the picture, not because you're forcing your smile, because he whispers in your ear something really fucking weird, and it makes you laugh.
You like scary movies?
Well, no, but there's that. I heard him whisper in some girl's ear in this really high pitched voice. It's like, and she started laughing, and then the guy takes the picture. When I got my picture done, I told him I love Scream, but I grew up with Powerpuff Girls and the whole 9, so I'm sending the picture.
And then you did explain, because I have girls of my own,
and
not because I watch it by myself when they're not home. Or
well, you figured that show came out when I was still young, But so in my picture, he's fucking in my ear doing Mojo Jojo, and I'm trying to like not laugh, so the picture looks really weird because I'm like trying to like suppress a laugh. So it's just a very weird looking picture.
Let it out, man.
Jamie Kennedy, Skeet Ulrich, Matt Lillard, and Nev Campbell.
So the entire cast.
So this is going to be a madhouse, and
except for David Arquette.
And I can understand why he's doing this one at Oaks, because you're going to need space.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Oaks is a much different atmosphere than the Crown Plaza or the or DoubleTree Hilton as it is now, or the one in Hunt Valley. You know, it's weird. I said it when I first volunteered there last year. It feels like a convention,
right?
So it just feels weird. Like there's no lobby to hang out in. You know, there's no hangout spot with all the fans unless you're outside smoking or in line to meet somebody. It feels like a convention, so it threw me off my first time doing it.
Right.
It was just a weird change. I'm used to like seeing people in the lobby and costumes walking around the whole nine, and I didn't see that. I'm like, this is a weird, very weird feeling. So I'm not sure if I'm going to try to volunteer for this one. If not, I'm going to go. So and I can see Skeet and Matt get a Scream masks on and the whole nine. But yeah, so that is Monstermania. I don't know if there's anything about Killer Theater just yet for this coming year. There's so many conventions to come around this area.
Yeah, I know. The problem is I have no money to even go to any of them. That's the problem. Like not like I used to, because I actually had a really good job that drove me insane. But now it's like, all right, I have to be conservative. I'm like, cool. But I've met a lot of people already, so it's not. We've already met Matt already.
Yeah,
and he was real cool and everything. I'd like to meet Skeet. I would like to ask him whatever happened to Jericho. Like, what outside of low ratings, was there anything else behind the scenes that got that show canceled? Because that was such a good show.
It was, yeah.
But him being on, I know this is gonna sound weird, Riverdale, I really like that. I thought that was really cool.
And so I enjoyed it. Later seasons got a little weird.
Oh, yeah.
With the friggin' Dungeons and Dragons thing they were doing at one point, and then the musical they did at one point.
What about the supernatural stuff or superhero stuff? And I mean, it's based on the comic of Archie, obviously, but it just goes like, all right, we're gonna do this serious. Okay, let's get all weird. Like,
so we'll plug this one. I'm plugging it off because that's great. That's great. But enjoy HorrorCon.
Beef do you have with them?
I'll tell you off the air.
50 out, they finally realize it's like, no.
Oliver Evil gonna be there. He's a guest. Like he's on the guest page.
Yeah, he's made it.
Well deserved.
Yes, he is. He worked his butt off.
The Nasty Boys, Brian Knobs and Jerry Skaggs from the old WCW WWF Tag Team Champions,
who are obviously going to be nice to people because they're not really nasty.
It's very true. Tiffany Helm, Shavar Ross from Part 5 in the beginning.
That's New Beginning, yeah. Which didn't really have Jason in it at all.
I know. Yeah, that was one of that when I was in my kick of watching all the movies when I was 13, 14 years old. When I watched them all. I watched the fifth one. I'm like, where the fuck is the guy that I wanted to watch this movie for? Like, where is he? I don't like this.
Right.
Like they tried to go the way of Halloween Season of the Witch, where it had Friday the 13th there, but had nothing to do with Jason really.
But it was in that universe.
Yeah.
Because Jason technically was dead.
Yes.
And buried. And then this guy, hey, I'm going to put on this weird makeup and kill these teens. Yeah, if you haven't seen it, seriously.
Yeah. It's bad.
And it's basically, it was a revenge story. It's like, okay, you're going to kill all the teens when it's just the one that did it, and you're going to go all apeshit on everybody? That makes no sense.
See, Jan Birch, who was in The People Under the Stairs.
Yes, that was a good one.
Sean Whalen, who was in Hatchet 3, Jury Duty, Batman Returns, Idle Hands, Twister, and also People Under the Stairs.
Oh, yeah, he played Roach, right? The guy that had his tongue cut out.
Yes. And in Batman Returns, I just watched that the other day, actually.
Sorry.
Look, it's better than Forever and Batman and Robin. As long as Keaton.
Oh, Returns. I thought you said Forever. Never mind. Yes.
But Sean Whalen is the guy handing out the newspapers. Paper guy with a couple little short scenes, but I saw his face. I fucking recognize that guy from Twister.
Okay.
Brandon Adams, Also, people on the stairs.
Mhm.
Jonathan Sadowski, who is in the remake of Friday the 13th.
Okay.
America Alvo, who's also in the remake of Friday the 13th. Jonathan Stark from Fright Night, House 2, Mom and Dad Saved the World. Stephen Joffrey is also from Fright Night. William Ragtop, Fright Night.
Oh, Stephen Joffrey, that's, "Oh, you're so cool, Brewster."
Yep.
Yeah.
Dorothy
He has a
Fielding.
sad story, though.
Does
He
he?
goes from that, and then he starts getting into porn.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, "Dude, how could you go from that to that?" I mean, I think he had a drug problem or something.
To each their own, man.
Yeah, I know. But
Dorothy Fielding, who was in Jaws.
which one?
The first one.
Was she the one that was swimming the first kill?
No. So according to at least the picture, she's the when the kids have the fake shark fin, they're going through the water, and they had that one woman.
Oh, she's like,
"Shark!"
the team basically is like, "Oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay." So she's really right in that
Well,
coattail?
she was also in Fright Night.
Oh, well, then never mind.
But I was she's in fucking Jaws. I saw the picture. Oh yeah, she's a shark.
Yeah.
Amanda Bierce, who was in Fright Night, also Married with Children.
Yep. We know who's actually a good director now too, which is really
Yeah. Heather Matarazzo was in Scream 2020, the fifth
Scream.
movie, I guess.
No, she showed up in, was it 1 or was it 2?
Well, she was in 3.
She showed up in 3. She was in
5, yeah.
as the mother of the kids.
Yes, yeah.
Because she was related to Randy, and that's how those kids become related.
And she was also in The Princess Diaries?
Yes. Well, she was also
I wouldn't even look, if that wasn't on this list, I wouldn't recognize her.
Yeah, I would've. She actually
Well, from The Princess Diaries, like, I would not have recognized her at all because she looks nothing like.
Oh, yeah, she grew up.
Yeah.
There was one movie that was her claim to fame that really put her on the map.
Welcome to Dollhouse?
Yes, that one. Yeah.
Oh, look, Felicity Rose is gonna be there again.
Okay. Say it with such contempt.
She is at every fucking NJ horror con. Every single one of them.
Well, if you like it, you like it.
Every one. Actually, I got some shit thrown my way.
The next one I like.
V. Neal?
Yeah. She's a makeup artist.
Okay.
Special effects, face off and all that.
So you look at the window.
Yeah, I can see it right in the window. So I can,
Clint Howard's gonna be in there. Jenna Jameson's gonna be there.
Oh, yeah, let's not skip Clint Howard. Come on.
Oh yeah. Ice Cream Man, Apollo 13, Halloween, Free from Hell, How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Yeah, the Wraith, for crying out loud.
Austin Powers. I keep forgetting he had all those little bits.
Well, the big boy never really left. He's still around with great taste. Oh, shut
up. Mick Garris, who was
he is a director.
Yes,
he
did Hocus Pocus. Critters 2, The Stand.
He also did a lot of
Sleepwalkers.
Stephen King, a lot of those.
So it's a special night with Mick Garris. It's a discussion and then a free autograph afterwards.
Nice.
It
should be.
And then Chris Sarandon, also from Fright Night, Princess Bride, Nightmare Before Christmas. He was the speaking voice of Jack Skellington.
I knew you couldn't stand.
Am I bluffing?
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm swamped. I got a wife to kill. So and so to frame. I did the frame for it.
I had I made a meme because I said Felicity Rose is at every single NJ Horror Con. Like everyone, you can set your watch to it. She's gonna be there.
Okay.
So I made a meme and it was the Pawn Stars, and it said convention attendees, we want new guests. And his best friend is Felicity Rose. And it's
so bad.
And I posted it on one con page, and I posted it in the comments on the NG Horror Con.
Oh God!
And they replied in the comment, they're like, "She was the biggest line of anybody at our convention. He brings people in." I was like, "Cool, it's fine. It's just a joke. It's just a joke, man. It's just laugh, It's." But now I have a small, very minute issue with them.
Yeah, talk to me afterwards. We don't have to. I mean, not like they're watching, but
Well, here's the thing: is that other people that I work with elsewhere might see the replay, and I don't want to talk shit on another convention
Well, don't say you're gonna not talk shit because they know afterwards you're gonna talk shit.
That's to somebody else, not to all 5 people. But
Might
yes,
as well just say it.
the, um,
But anyways, yeah, moving on.
but yeah, so so yeah, that's all I think it's all the cons we have locally right now. The only one that I know that's coming in the area is the Supernatural Convention, and I refuse to talk about that one because it's so fucking pricey.
Now, is that the one based on
Yes.
Supernatural or
Yes.
okay,
Yeah. Um,
like Sam Dean, that the show?
yes. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
not a supernatural-ish.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. It's based on the show, but it's done by Creation Entertainment, which is
Gotcha.
the ones that did the Walking Dead convention
Okay.
and the whole nine. But I mean, you had like the one I believe it just passed. Okay, no, it didn't. So this is announced for next year already. May 17th, May 19th, 2024. Already announced the one for next year.
Okay.
Um,
Obviously, you have to have the main cast and everything, so
yeah. So I mean, so have they've only announced 3 so far. It's Misha Collins, Jared Padalecki, and Jensen Ackles. So so photo op is $200
okay.
for the photo op for each of them. There's group photos as well.
Right.
Photo op with Castiel. Out of costume is $139, and in costume offer for $170.
So let me guess, he takes off the overcoat and then puts on the overcoat. He's wearing the same. I'm out of costume.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
in
in
costume.
costume.
So, but here's
It'd be
my
cool if they put wings on him, you know?
I know. So here is for anybody that would like to attend the Supernatural Convention in Parsippany, New Jersey, I believe.
Sure.
Oh, no, sorry, Caucus, the Meadowlands Expo Center. For anybody who would like to go, here are your prices for your tickets.
One baby, your left leg,
So
and your
as of right
second hand.
now, all they have is the gold weekend admission package,
Okay.
and they'll announce the other packages closer to the date. But if you want to meet Jensen or Jared, you have to have the gold package for an autograph.
So a convention based on their show, you have to have this one. Otherwise, you don't get to meet them if you have every
Yes. So here is all, but so I'm going to go into real quick the things that you get with this package
other. Okay.
because it's not just like hey you get to meet these 2 guys. You get so Jensen and Jared are only signing autographs for gold and silver weekend package holders. In addition, you also receive an in-person autograph from Misha, and more guests are going to be announced. The gold pass is for 1 autograph from each guest included in the package. If a celebrity whose autograph is included in gold must cancel, we will work hard to try to replace it with another guest. And we will also provide a pre-signed auto. If we can't find a replacement, we will then provide a pre-signed autograph photo of equal or greater value. So, with the package, you basically complimentary autographs from the other main guests that are there that are included in the packages.
Okay.
You get an exclusive Sunday panel with Jensen, priority lines for autographs, and there's more that'll be included in it, but this is kind of just the list. So, if you want your gold standard, you're looking at about $1,100 for the weekend pass. If you want front row seating to the Q&A with Jensen, you're looking roughly about $1,900.
Keep going.
And that's all there is for right now. Because I can't see the other ones. But silver, I think silver was like $800 when I looked last time it was doing it. But yeah, let's map that out real quick.
I just want to say, you know what? Save your money. Wait outside the Starbucks when they come out with their cup. Go, oh, hey, Jensen, hey, that was a great job. You know, I love the Winchester. Sorry about it. Oh, hey, man. Hey, yeah.
So that's $633 a day.
I'm sorry.
No, there's nothing at all.
I would rather take a trip on a submersible than pay that price. But no, seriously, like you see like Jensen, you see Jared, like they're always appreciative of their fans. Like, you always see them, like, they always stop and say hi to fans whenever they recognize them, because you can't get past them.
Yeah.
But it's fuck the convention. I'll be like I said, just go roughly where they are and just go into Starbucks, and eventually they'll come in or whatever, and be like, "Oh, hey, man, hey, yeah, good job, blah, blah, blah," and, just be casual and polite, and then walk away, and they'll probably stop you and say, "Hey, you want a picture?" "Sure." There you go.
Mhm.
Free picture, you get to meet the dude, a little interaction, and you walk away, maybe even buy their coffee if you want. "Hey, let me buy you a coffee." "Okay, it's on me."
Yeah, I mean, it
It's what,
is.
$5 compared to the, what, 1,900?
Yeah. I wanted to actually do one more. Here it is. I wanna do one more. This one's not close by. It's a drive, but people who would wanna go, they can go.
For $900 a day, you know what else you could do? You could just go to the bunny ranch, and you can get a lot more interaction.
Yes, you can. Uh, well, so say it's close. It is close. Fucking this weekend. So if anybody for whatever reason wants to go to Livonia, Michigan this weekend, uh, there's a convention there called the Astronomicon, and this convention was actually created by, and it's yearly. So now that I know it's a yearly thing, I'll try and be more up on it, because it was created by the guys in Twisted, who we've interviewed before. We interviewed
Right.
Mad Rocks from Twisted. So a bunch of people from the label are going to be there. ABK, Blaze Your Dead Homie, Buff Bagwell's going to be there for some reason.
Yeah, this is all
Well, no,
wrestling.
it's wrestling and movies.
Okay.
Wrestling, music, and movies.
Oh,
Demolition. Peter Dante, who was in Grandma's Boy, Big Daddy, Little Nicky.
okay.
He's the guy who has that laugh, that weird like stoner guy who's in all
Yeah.
of Sandler's movies. Marilyn Gigliotti, who was in Clerks 1 and 3,
Oh, yes.
and the Jay and Silent Bob reboot. Austin Zajua, who was Clerks 3. He was Dante's buddy in Clerks 3. If you saw Clerks 3.
I did, yeah.
Trevor Freeman, who was Dante. Renee Humphrey, who was in Mallrats.
Wait, Trevor Freeman?
Yeah, or Trevor Fairman. He was Dante. Not Dante. He was yeah, that fucking guy.
Oh, you mean, the third one that they added, and it's like, "Oh, well, I have the Optimus Prime
Yeah, him.
badge,"
Yes,
and
yeah.
yeah,
I can't remember his name on my head anymore.
Elias.
There we go.
Thank you.
Yeah, Austin was Elias's buddy, not Dante's buddy.
Randy, leave Elias alone. Don't
Renee Humphrey, who was in Mallrats, she was the one that put the book together of all the men she was gonna sleep with.
Yes.
Jeremy London was also in Mallrats.
Yeah. I haven't heard much from him in a long time.
I know. Gangrel.
You know why? Maybe they'll have Rise of the Mallrats preview or something coming out.
Maybe.
They're definitely doing that.
So I'm gonna point something out about that in a second. Not Mallrats, but something else that Kevin's doing.
Okay.
So Gangrel, who was a WWF legend in The Brood. Douglas Teat, who was a stuntman for Never Face in Halloween Kills. Obviously, Mad Rocks and Monoxide from Twisted. Harley Quinn Smith, Brian O'Halloran, Jeff Anderson.
Yeah, all these people, it sounds like there's somebody else we're missing.
Jennifer Schwalbach Smith.
Oh, well, she's there. We know who else.
Tyler Main. Tom Savini, Rob Van Dam, Jason Mewes.
Just get to it.
Lita and Ryan Hurst. God damn. Heather Langenkamp and Kevin Smith. I
like that. Yeah, and Kevin, because his wife is there. So
yeah.
I don't want to do another convention. You're doing the convention. Jason's gonna be there.
So I believe that the same thing. I think for Kevin, you have to have the VIP, which is again only $200. So it's a little more money than the VIP weekend for Monster Mania.
True.
Actually, about the same. I think it's like $199 for Monster Mania's VIP. So this is the yeah. So let's see. Yeah. Where's Kevin Smith? Yeah. So Kevin's only doing the VIP packages only. And there's all good prices, but yes, the Astronomicon. It's been going for a couple of years now. I keep forgetting about it. It's just so many for me to keep track of. But the oh yeah, there's about Kevin Smith.
Yes.
And this will kind of go into our thing we talked about doing via text. But I told you we're going to talk about today before the submarine went missing. At his Smod Castle movie theater up in North Jersey, they are doing his podcast up there, a live podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And after the podcast, they said if you stick around, we're going to show a movie, and you'll be able to watch it for free because you pay for the tickets to come see the podcast. And it was revealed from their location, from their event in LA, that they'll be showing the Schumacher cut of Batman Forever. Forever or Robin?
No, it was you said the Schumacher. Yeah, Batman Forever.
Yeah, which is 2.5. It's like 2.5 hours long.
Mm-hmm.
It's got an extra like 15 minutes opening scene with Two-Face breaking out of Arkham and the whole nine. And I went there to get tickets. To us, they were already sold out.
Yeah, of course they were.
And I'm like, God damn, man! I want to see this like Schumacher cut. See if it's any better or worse than the it's going to be still the same movie with the same bat nipples and
it's just extended of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, no different than the Snyder cut of Justice League. Just extra stuff put in there.
Well, Snyder cut was totally different than the Joss Whedon
Frankenstein the travesty.
Yeah. Do I have to mention the upper lip? I mean, come on. If they have the CG and upper lip on Superman, it is no. It's like, come on. It should have been in there.
Did was you and I talked about Superman and how this makes a difference?
We kind of touched on it. It's like if I do it right, it's like I'm Clark Kent. I'm Superman.
Yeah. I never caught like how like what it did.
Yeah. Well, what was it? Which series was it? Was it Lois and Clark? Was it Smallville? Where someone from the future is like, "How stupid is Lois Lane?" And he did that. I'm Clark Kent. I am Superman. I'm Clark Kent. I am Superman. I think it was Lois and Clark, and you had Terry Hatcher's like because she didn't know Clark was Superman. It's like that's the reveal, and this idiot's like, I'm like, that's funny because that's exactly what we say. Like, I mean, in canon, they're supposed to say that he kind of distorts his face a little bit with that, and that's why he has the posture because people will ignore his face.
Yeah, I mean, I'll never forget the episode of Saturday Night Live when The Rock hosted it for the first time. We had the bit where he was Superman, but he, everybody was pretending that they didn't know he was Superman. He came walking back into the Daily Planet, and you can see the fucking blue sticking up from under his cufflinks of his shirt, and like the cape was like kind of bunched up in his neck area and the whole nine. And he's like, "Did I miss Superman again?" And like, "Yeah, we don't know how he missed Superman. If only we could find out what his secret identity is." And like, remember when he used to send his mail to the Soup R man at the Fortress of Solitude?
I hate to be the postman for this. Is like, I hope he doesn't have a dog. Hush.
Yeah, man.
Oh, Krypto, no.
But yeah, so we were talking via text, and I told you, let your nerd flag fly a little bit with this. And I was talking about the best / worst Batman / Bruce Wayne portrayals, and I'm laying it out now. Adam West and Kevin Conroy are not part of the discussion because they are in their own. They're their own entity.
Like to the Flash, they're not.
Huh?
Into the Flash, they're not.
And
that's in canon.
Well, not really, because there's no mention. There's no mention of the Adam West Flash or Batman and Flash.
Did it?
It wasn't. I watched it.
Did it? You weren't paying attention.
Maybe I wasn't. I have no fucking
Now, if you want to talk about the Superman portrayals,
those were actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
Especially when I'm not gonna give it away.
Yes, yeah, but the one I was like, that's pretty fucking nifty. I'm not gonna lie.
And I'm like,
well, I mean, are you talking about the bat suits that he had in the thing? Because the one had the blue cowl on it.
But I'm not talking about that.
Yeah, I'll have to painfully.
Yes, you do.
I'll have to painfully rewatch it again. It wasn't awful. Like no, it wasn't awful at all. It was definitely great improvement over what DC's done in the past for live action movies.
Well, it's called you're taking the extended universe, reworking it after realizing, oh yeah, we can't keep doing this, and James Gunn is now in charge. Use it. Okay, well, we're going to change this around. We're going to add this and use this as the catalyst to start this one.
Yes.
So that's pretty much what it is, and just pay homage to a lot of the stuff in the past.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really good. Not to get too much into, we're not doing a review.
Yeah, that cameo though.
Yeah, leaving it alone. Leaving it alone because we're talking about the best Batman portrayals.
Yes.
So let's continue with that. And yeah, for the sake of this, let's stick with movies. So even the serials, the old black and whites, we will leave those out too because they really don't count because they're old and no one's ever seen them. So anything we're talking about, they'll be like, huh?
Yeah, I mean that's what like 1940 Superman. Like no one really
George Reeves
went that far back.
Well, actually, wasn't there serials with Superman and then the TV show? If I remember, I'm gonna have to look that up. But yeah, those type of things. So we'll stick with movies.
Yeah,
maybe current TV shows.
Yeah.
I would say like from now. Do we want to include the Superboy, the Adventures of Superboy?
Well, so we're.
Oh wait, we're talking about Batman. Yeah, we'll do a Superman later.
Yeah, because there's way more to go into with Frank Superman.
So Batman, go.
I mean, so I have a very soft place in my heart for Michael Keaton.
Yes.
I think he portrayed both very well.
Yeah. Everyone was surprised by that, but then again, they say, "Oh, comedians can't do drama." Robin Williams and everybody else.
Yeah.
They can.
I mean, Robin was the king of showing the versatility of his acting chops.
Yeah, it's like he could be hilariously funny and then super serious. I mean, real quick, just to talk about Robin Williams since he is the guy.
Yeah.
What is it? 48-hour or 24-hour photo?
Oh yeah.
That movie alone, it's so under the radar. I was so like, wait, what?
So that's one of those movies again. Kind of piggybacking off of that.
Yeah.
That's one of those movies that, at that time, it was something that could 1000% have actually been a real thing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
When you saw that movie, you're like, "Fuck! Could there really be some like photo developer at like CVS that has pictures of my family in his house?" Like it was such a weird premise, but it was based on something that could 1000% be a real thing.
And the thing about that movie is that it's not like he was stalking to harm her. He was stalking because he wanted a family, and he thought this was the perfect family.
Yeah.
Granted, it went dark.
Another one that he was in that I liked was Insomnia with Al Pacino.
That I haven't seen. I've wanted to see that so bad. Because
really good. Again, same thing. It's a very serious role, but there is that sprinkling of Robin humor.
Yeah,
through the movie.
Just like in Photo, there's a couple of them.
Yeah.
In there, but
so I rewatched the other night. I rewatched Mr. Deeds.
Okay.
And I'm piggybacking Robin off this because I know that he was very, very, very good friends with I can't remember his name, the radio guy, the guy that he's an extra in like a billion movies. I think he's homeless, but he has the cart and he has has radio around his neck. He's been in like an extra in so many movies. I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Paul Schneider?
No. I gotta find him again now. I can't remember his.
I probably do know. I just can't place you said all I think about is Adam Sandler, John Turturro.
I gotta find his Radio Man. But his real name is Craig Castaldo. But it's let me see if I can find a clear picture of him. Yeah, so it's that guy.
Okay.
Like he's been in like a billion friggin' movies just as an extra. So I was watching Mr. Deeds. There's that scene where they give he gives the kids like $10,000 for their bikes or whatever the hell it was.
Okay.
And the one kid's like, "We're gonna do it yours." He's like, "I'm gonna do this. What about you?" "I'm gonna quit school." And then it cuts to Radio Man with a speaking role in this movie. He's like, "Yeah, school's for fools. Look at me. And when I saw him, that's fucking Radio Man. Every actor in Hollywood knows who Radio Man is. Like, and he knows where every movie being shot in New York is. Like, if you see him, hey, where's movies getting shot? Oh, you can check, 45th and 6th. You can check here. These are all the locations for filming. He knows everything happening in New York with movies, and he's been an extra in so many, which I think is super cool. And Robin brought him to the Oscars.
Oh, nice.
Which I thought was, again, super cool because I think he kind of portrayed a character like that in Fisher King.
I think so. Yeah.
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 But yeah. So we kind of went Williams and back to Batman now.
Yeah. So just talk about they can be good.
Yes.
Okay. Batman, go.
Yeah. So I mean, Michael Keaton is the number one, but I think most people will put Keaton there. So if I were to go away from Keaton, if I were to go best Batman portrayal outside of Keaton, I'm the odd man out here. I think Clooney did a good Batman, but awful Bruce Wayne. Okay. Oh, so no, sorry, no, other way around. I'm sorry. He was an awful Batman, good Bruce Wayne.
I'm going to put this out there, and don't get me wrong, I love Clooney. I think he's a great actor. But here's the difference. George Clooney plays George Clooney.
Yes.
He doesn't change the voice. He basically does, from what I've seen.
And neither did Keaton, really.
Keaton kind of did. Subtly. Because he didn't talk as much.
Yeah, not as much.
He was more.
Not as much as, where are they?
Yeah, just don't. Just don't. Where are all the drugs at? What are you doing? I figured I'd do like a high pitched. No, it's just it was really. No, okay. What are the drugs?
I overfed these men.
Well, where are all the drugs? What's that one? I'm hoarse because I'm talking. I'm like, whatever. But anyways, no, yeah, George Clooney does George Clooney. Every film I've seen him in, Peacemaker.
He's George Clooney.
He's George Clooney. From Dusk Till Dawn, the Vampire. He's George Clooney.
Yeah, that's why
he's George Clooney.
That's why I think he's a good Bruce Wayne. Because
Bruce Wayne, no, George Clooney. It was just George Clooney in a suit. Look, he's playing George Clooney in a bat suit with nipples.
Fucking bat nipples.
Look, he has a cameo. He's George Clooney. Gray hair. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay. So nobody watching.
Foreshadowing.
Go ahead.
I mean, you're right. Clooney was just Clooney. But I mean,
Tomorrowland. George Clooney.
Yeah. But yeah, like Kilmer, I think was a good.
If they cast him as the Rocketeer,
George Clooney.
He has the helmet on.
George Clooney. So the one of the funniest things, because again, I was in a Batman kick the last couple of days after I watched The Flash, because I had to rewatch Batman again because that movie fucked me up. So I was on a kick. It was on, I think, Amazon Prime or where I was watching it from. It's the same thing. It's like Jaws. Watch Jaws the first one, and Amazon's like, "Hey, watch Jaws 2." I'm like, "Okay, let's watch Jaws 2." And I put on Jaws 2, and it's like, "Hey, Jaws 3 is next." And I'm like,
"Yeah, let's go to SeaWorld."
Okay, I guess. And then
I know where you're going.
And then it's like, "Hey, let's watch Jaws the Revenge." And I'm like, "I've already gone down the rabbit hole. Might as well finish it up." And I hate myself. That's what happened with Batman. Batman, Clooney, or not Clooney, fucking Batman, Keaton and Nicholson, match made in heaven. Perfect. Batman Returns. Keaton, Pfeiffer, and DeVito. Perfect.
Yeah.
And then it was like, "Hey, Batman Forever's next." And I'm like, "All right, why not?" And I watched that one, and I'm like, "Yep, just as fucking awful as I remember it being when I first watched it." And then Amazon's like, "Hey, we know we've let you down in the past, but Batman and Robin is next. And maybe it's not as awful as you remember it being when you watched it the first time." And I'm like, "Yeah, let's watch it." And then I'm reminded.
Then you're reminded why you blocked it out in the first place. Then you're on the phone with your therapist, Dr. Daniels.
It's just awful.
I watched it again. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Amazon blame me. Put Jeff Bezos in the fucking Titan Sun next time. So
No, put him on the rocket with the controller,
Yeah.
like, "Oh, shit."
With
Well,
his fucking dick rocket.
I always wanted to go see the sun up close. Oops.
But yeah, so I mean, for me, I mean, but if I'm just separating them and not doing Keaton as both,
Mhm.
Keaton, best Batman, Kilmer, best Bruce Wayne. If I'm separating them and not saying, well, Keaton's the best, both. If I had to separate them, I think Keaton's the best Batman. No, Bale best Bruce Wayne. I think Bale did a good Bruce Wayne.
Um,
Batman, not so much, but I think he was a good Bruce Wayne.
well, I'm actually on the fence, really. Granted, Keaton always, because when you think about it, even though that movie didn't jumpstart the superhero genre,
No,
not as much as X-Men did,
yeah,
but it did bring that type of um, movie into the spotlight. And then they tried to get the knockoffs, like you got the Dark Man, you got all the '90s versions they tried to do
yes.
that failed miserably until
Mhm.
X-Men. When did X-Men come out? That came out. Was it '98 or was it in the 2000?
I'll
I
tell
tr
you in 1 second.
Yes, please.
The first X-Men,
Yeah, because it was obviously
the first one came
80
out in 2000.
2000. Okay,
Yeah,
so
because X2 was in 2003.
yeah, because, Batman came out in '89, which we know,
Yes.
88, '89, so that's when they first started, and then throughout the '90s, they tried to do various type of clones with the look and everything, and yeah, and when you look back on them, like Darkman and all the other superhero type things they tried to do, they sucked,
Yeah.
and then granted, Blade doesn't really go in there because that wasn't really the one that started the superhero genre, that was more of the vampire.
Yeah.
So he doesn't count. It was a great film until X-Men, obviously. But like you said, like Batman, it was different at that time.
It was.
And yeah, you had Tim Burton, granted, may not have been a comic fan, but he did a decent job in my opinion. The Joker was malicious.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, like
And funny.
yeah, he kept the Joker as the Joker until Heath Ledger came along. He's like, "I'm gonna make this pencil disappear."
Yeah.
I'm like,
Like Ledger kinda took what
"Funny, but oh my god."
yeah, Ledger took what Nicholson did
Yeah,
and
one level up.
turned it up
Yeah,
by a billion. Like, it's
and like I said before, people forget, on top of that pile of burning money, there's a dude,
I know.
and everyone forgets he's up there, he slides down, that's it. You forget he talks about other things and
One of my
nobody
one of my favorite
I've had
videos
I tell that to people and they're like, "Wait, really?" I'm like, "Rewatch it."
one of my favorite videos, and I saw it on TikTok originally, and I saw it on Facebook recently in one of the real things,
Mhm,
and it was him sliding down the pile of money,
mhm.
and "Where's the Italian?" And then but above it, it said, "When Nintendo runs out of money and they have to find figure out something to do," and it was, "Where's the Italian?" Um,
But yeah.
but yeah. So Joker did. I mean, hell, we could go down a fucking rabbit hole of the best portrayals of Batman villains, best and worst portrayal of Batman villains
Yeah,
in the movie verse of Batman at least.
yeah. But
Um,
yeah, so compared to the Batmans, I am on the fence. Like I said, Keaton, yes, I think
I'm Batman.
he's like, "I'm Batman," and that's pretty much it. That started it.
Yeah.
He didn't have a lot of lines.
If you rewatch actually Batman Returns,
Mhm,
I said I watched it the other day, and there's a glaring error in that movie that I didn't notice until I was 38 years old. 'Cause I don't watch it frequently enough to, like, catch little mistakes.
mhm, mhm.
It's the last not the last scene, but, after, um
Are you talking about the eyeliner?
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't notice that until recently 'cause he took the mask off and the whole 9,
Yeah, you rip it and then all of a
and
sudden
there's nothing there. I'm like, "Wait, where the fuck did the eye black go?" And then I rewound it, I'm like, "There's the eye black," and the camera cuts and comes back to him,
before he rips
and
off, you
it's
see it's not
gone,
there.
and I'm like, "That's the glaring error in continuity."
Well, they're trying to say that he didn't blacken out his eyes. It's supposed to be dark in there to begin with because of the mask. That's what this is
Yeah.
supposed to be. But when you cut to there and you see there's white around there before he rips it off, That is a glaring error.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
They
Like if they just shown it and then mask off and then he's there.
Yeah.
Which again, I said it before. That's the one thing I liked about the Batman movie with Robert Pattinson.
If
we
they
took the mask off,
you still had
you still had the eye black around it. Which that was one thing I pointed out about that movie. I thoroughly loved it. That
because I like the idea. Let's put this on there like football players do to keep the sun or whatever shine out of their. Makes complete sense.
Yeah,
and like even with Nolan's Batman, he had that thing on. It's so close to his eyes, you can't really tell if he. I'm assuming he did have the black around his eyes, but there wasn't a scene where he takes off the helmet and you have that black around his eyes or anything. You didn't see that.
Yes.
He's always either had his that helmet thing off already or not. So like if Tim Burton had just moved the camera slightly where you see him grab it and start ripping without seeing the eyes,
and then it was gone,
it would have been fine.
Yes.
So I'm with you.
But so the
now CG people are going to go, okay, let's put a little black in there.
Yeah.
We fixed it.
We're saying the radio. We gotta fix it now. We gotta fix this 30-year-old movie.
Exactly. We got to fix that mistake.
So real quick, I just saw this just now. Actually, I saw it post up on Facebook, and I'm super excited for it. If anybody is a fan of comedy in general and wants to see a really, really good show, Eddie Izzard is coming to Philadelphia.
I heard about that. Yes,
at the Miller Theater, and it's September 14th and 15th. If you have never heard of Eddie Izzard, I highly recommend looking him up on YouTube, or I think he has a few specials on Amazon Prime. Dress to Kill was my first foray into Eddie Izzard. It was the first one I watched on Comedy Central back in '99. I think was when I first saw it, and I've been hooked ever since. And I went online to check ticket prices because I want to give information out where I can, and surprisingly enough, they are not. They are relatively inexpensive for that venue and for a comedian as notable as Eddie Izzard. For your orchestra seats, down on the floor, there's still plenty of tickets remaining as right now. They just went on sale yesterday, I believe. But you start at $76,
right? Which is reasonable.
That's the cheapest.
Yeah.
And
it was lower the further you get,
and up to $56.
Yeah, see,
so there's a $20 difference between the far back seats and the front seats.
Exactly.
You don't see that often when it comes to shows. Oh, you want these seats right here? They're 5 rows from the stage, and they're $80.
I'll do it.
Usually, you go on Ticketmaster, or these are dynamic tickets, or they're whatever, they're platinum, and
you're paying out the ass.
You're paying $600 for these tickets.
$80. You know what? I'll pay $80 to see Susie. No problem.
100%. Yes, but he'll be in.
They'll be.
Oh, sorry, they'll be. Thank you very much. They'll be in Philly.
Well, actually, is he going by they and them?
Yes.
Or is he going by she and her?
I think they're going by. I think it's they them.
Because
double check for me.
She changed her name to Susie.
Did she really? I did not know that.
I believe. Let me just double check. Let me Eddie.
Because their website is still Eddie Izzard.
Well, yeah, because that's his stage name.
Yeah.
So yeah, Susie. Let me make sure I understand. Because obviously he came out, said that, blah blah blah.
Yes.
He does respond to either he or she.
Okay.
If I'm in boy mode, then he. Girl mode, she.
Okay.
Get that. Let me just make sure. Going to be Susie Eddie Izzard. So he is keeping the Eddie.
They're keeping the Eddie. Okay, so this is gonna be a middle name for the most part.
Yes.
Or Susie Izzard if she's in girl mode, and Eddie Izzard is in boy mode.
I think she's leaning towards that, but we'll keep using Eddie as her public name since it's more widely recognized.
Yeah.
He identified as transvestite and also later called a lesbian trapped in a man's body. He's a transvestite. I don't call drag.
Fucking weirdo transvestite.
Yeah.
Which is one of his fucking lines.
Yeah.
one of the things he said, don't come in.
What was it again?
It is a fucking weirdo transvestite. It was talking about the
I thought he was
when he's talking about the executive transvestites and weirdo transvestites.
I'm an executive transvestite. Thank you very much. Joke needs more work. See,
Make sure the joke.
Yeah, so I guess for the most part, she. But when he's in boy mode, he. So
okay,
pick and choose.
So his their most recent special on
or they had them. Just simple.
On Amazon Prime. Let's see. There's a Force Majeure, which was released in 2013, and then you have Stripped, which was filmed at Madison Square Garden, and it's one that I watched recently. It's so funny. So if you have not heard, listen to Eddie or follow their career at any point in time, I highly recommend going to see them live. You're going to see a show that is not written. It's not written. It's mostly all off the cuff, from what I can gather from watching some of the previous specials.
Yeah, definitely.
There's a lot of stuff that he says, like Jeff and I were saying. They'll say a joke and no laugh, and you'll see that joke didn't work. Try it again next time.
Exactly. Improved written joke. Stuck up.
Which is super cool. I mean, because they don't come to the States super often. Like, and the last one that came was 2011, I believe.
And this tour is basically he's revisited old material.
It's the remix tour. So if you've seen Press to Kill, you might hear the executive transvestite, weird transvestite, or you might hear the Death Star canteen, which was one of my favorite bits of theirs. Was the Death Star canteen? This one's wet. This one's wet. This one's wet. This one's wet. Brothers in the Rainforest. This one's wet. I mean, there's one of my the bits from the strip special in Madison Square Garden. He's talking about Noah's Ark, and they go, and he's like, it didn't work, and he's like, and I said, well, how do you know it didn't work? And I say, try it. He's like, two of everything on the boat. He's like, two. He's like, all right. He's like, okay, guys. Okay, so we have 2 lions, 2 tigers. No, sorry. We have 2 mice, 2 beetles, 2 giraffes, 2 lions, 2 tigers, 2. All right, what do you have so far? So far, only 2 lions and 2 tigers.
Yeah, I know. I get it. I'm gonna leave that one alone, though.
and then he mentioned about a squid on the ship on the Ark, and he's writing just the TripAdvisor. Not enough towels in the bathroom. Seem to be running out of ink. One of my, and again, there's so many jokes that he says that are intelligent, but if you know just barely enough about what he's talking about, you will get the joke.
Yeah,
he structures them around smart material, but dumbs them down just enough.
Exactly.
For the people who aren't super educated, we'll still be able to laugh at them.
Yeah, especially with his quick sense of humor. Like fire, and just it seemed like it's a ramble, but it's like a coordinated ramble.
It is, yes.
And
he
then
strings together,
and then he'll bring it right down back.
One of my another comic that I got into recently, and I missed him in Philly when he was here the last 2 times. I'm very mad about that. Was that Randy Feltface? Again, if you are not aware of who he is, YouTube is a glorious and wonderful thing. You will find videos that are probably the funniest things you'll ever see. You'll look at him and you'll think to yourself, this must be a kid's entertainer. No, not the slightest thing from a kid's entertainer. Very vulgar, very over the top and eccentric. He's a puppet. He's a purple puppet, but very, very funny. He was on Preston and Steve twice, and he had said something about he just got a vasectomy or something like that.
Sure.
And they were talking about how, everybody in the studio has been snipped at one, at some point. Yeah, they're all fans of the snip. And he's like, yes, he's like, I got one done. He's like, but I froze some sperm before when I did it, because you don't make a decision like that without consulting a few tickets to Disney on Ice.
Leave that alone.
And it was such an it's a joke that was said at just the right moment in between a bunch of nonsense, and I laughed so fucking hard at it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so Eddie Izzard. Go see Eddie. And at the Miller Theater in Philadelphia.
It's Miller time.
It's part of the Keswick Theater umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
And again, June, no, September.
Try again.
Son of a bitch. September. This is I smell burnt toast.
Toast needs to work on his delivery.
Thursday, the 14th and Friday the 15th of September is when he's gonna be there. And yeah, it's gonna be a great show. I said one other thing I want to talk about before. Actually, Marcus was going to call while he was on the highway, but
well, he shouldn't be talking on the phone while driving.
Sure, we got 15 minutes. Sir, we were getting the fucking phone, man.
We got less than that.
Yeah,
I hear there's someone coming in the studio after us.
Is there? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
all right, then we'll kick out. Thank you. This is what I wanted to look up. This is what I want to do real quick.
Oh, okay.
It's a quick little song thing. Well, no. AI is terrifying. You know what I mean? Like it is. There's something about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like photo-wise, not just the photos. So the photos are one thing.
Yeah.
Because people post these pictures. I'm sure you've seen on Facebook. Hey, there's something going on wherever. And without clicking the picture and seeing it big, it looks almost realistic. And then you click on the picture, and it almost looks real.
Yeah.
But there's something like one or two things in it
little
that you can tell. Oh, this is AI. But they're so close to being almost real pictures that it's like, oh, this is upsetting a little bit. But the AI voice thing, is even more crazy.
Well, I heard like there's a company that all they need is 30 seconds of someone's voice and they could recreate it like that.
So there was a couple years ago on Penn and Teller Fool Us. They had a magician on there from France, I think, and he used AI for his trick.
Oh,
but it was he was doing the trick, and he was like, it's kind of weird. It's like I could almost hear Penn saying, and then Penn's voice came through the speakers.
You fooled us.
Well, talking about things that he would talk about with Teller, like it's a gimmick deck, or he's forcing the card here, and it was all done. And then when the trick was over, he's like, some of the things that you had me say were frighteningly close to the things I was actually thinking. He's like, and most of those things you had on there were things I've never said out loud. He's like, so you generated my voice to say these things, and he did fool him.
Mm-hmm.
But it was bizarre because it sounded identical to Penn Jillette.
It's almost like the Mission Impossible movies or any kind of spy, like they recreate someone's voice, and you can.
Speaking of Penn Jillette, real quick, I got to point out Penn and Teller are going to be in Atlantic City on September 24th, I believe. I believe it's Harris. I think I can't remember exactly where they were playing. I saw it the other day, and I was.
But weren't you going to play a clip or something?
I was, yes.
Okay.
I'm just going to pull this information up so I have it at the.
You built up
at the ready. Yes. So I'll get this up real quick. So yeah, so the AI thing, and a bunch of people have been making songs with singers that are no longer living.
Oh wow.
And there's a lot of funny ones out there. Like there was one that was Elvis singing "Baby Got Back." There's ones that they're relatively funny, but they're ones that are really interesting. And I'm not sure if we'll get copyrighted for this because it's not an actual person singing the song. It's AI, so I'm not sure if Facebook will figure it out, but
it's a cover,
I'll play a
probably?
little bit of it.
Yeah.
But this is Freddie Mercury singing "My Way" by Frank Sinatra.
Oh, shit, yeah.
I haven't heard it before. I saw it in my YouTube thing, but I saved it. So it's my first time hearing it.
And now the end is near.
I mean, it's
And so I say
this one doesn't sound as similar to Freddie as some of the other ones I've heard.
my friend.
You know what I mean?
I can see it, yeah.
A friend of mine, I sent her one of Freddie singing a Michael Jackson song, and she said it's missing the Freddie spark.
Yeah.
Like it's missing something that was
humanity
uniquely Freddie's.
Yeah. Any person that has that humanity,
Yeah.
that's what's missing.
Like
feeling.
Yes. So real quick before I forget when it is. So the date of Penn and Teller in Atlantic City. I saw
hair.
I saw it. Yeah, I saw it.
Teller.
I saw it on my Facebook thing the other day. It was one of those sponsored ads. I'm sorry, not AC, Bethlehem. At the Wind Creek Convention Center or Wind Creek Event Center in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, September 22nd. And let's see. And tickets start at $65 to go see Penn and Teller.
Yeah, not bad.
Not bad at all. Relatively inexpensive, but it's Ticketmaster. So you have the seats in the front, the platinum seats, $250, whatever. But here's the problem: I'd pay $250 to see Penn and Teller.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's one of those things that I would 100% pay $250 to see Penn and Teller. But before we hop off, I think I gotta tell you something. I was with Alyssa last night, and we were, she was like, "Let's watch something on Paramount Plus." I don't have Paramount Plus. She goes, "I do." So I have a bunch of new services now that she uses. I just fucking hack from her because I want to watch movies. So I got it, and I saw. We ended up watching a movie that she never saw before for the first time last night, The Birdcage.
Oh,
she never seen The Birdcage. How the fuck did I see The fucking Birdcage?
Yeah, right.
So we watched it. Anna came downstairs, and I was like, "We're watching The Birdcage," and she hasn't seen it before. And she turns and says, "You haven't seen The fucking Birdcage?" And I'm like, "No, she hasn't." But before that, I showed her a master of illusion, master of sleight of hand, probably the greatest magician that ever lived, who passed away sadly a couple years ago, and that was the amazing Jonathan. I saw him on the Paramount Plus thing. I was like, "We're watching this real quick," and so we're watching it, and she goes, "So is he a magician or a comedian?" I went, "Yes." I was like, "He's both." I was like, "You'll hear him say in this special, I don't do magic, I do stupid little shit." So we're watching it, and she is
sometimes magic sounds like tape,
and she is just laughing. She's just thoroughly enjoying this. I was like, "This is one of my favorite magicians." As he passed away a couple of years ago, he had a heart issue.
Yeah,
that's when he came out in 2000 something or other. Said he had a year to live, and still lived 6 years after that.
Yeah,
because of new medication that he was on and whatnot. But there's a line at the end of it where he does the razor blade trick, where he says, "This is my last trick. I got to go because I got a piece of crack the size of a small dog's head." And after watching his documentary that came out a couple of years ago, when he said that, I'm like, I'm not 100% sure if that was a joke or not. Because
when you think about it, it's like,
because there was two documentaries. There's Always Amazing, which was made by Steve Byrne, who's a very well-known comedian, and another one that was made by another documentary company. But in the Steve Byrne one, it really dives into his drug issues, really dives into a lot of his problems that he had. Right. In that special, you see him pull out a fucking crack pipe and the whole nine. And I'm like, God damn, man.
So he was probably making fun of his drug problem.
Yeah.
But obviously he doesn't have a woman. So.
But you look at if you rewatch some of the old clips, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, he was on crack right there."
Oh, absolutely.
He was 1,000% on cocaine.
Oh yeah, because it wasn't cocaine.
There's a lot of this.
Yeah.
In the first switch we were watching, a lot of hand in the nose and the whole nine. I'm like, "Oh yeah, you're tweaking right now, aren't you?"
Absolutely.
But yeah, you're right. He wasn't cocaine skinny.
with a new haircut, well dressed. Well, everybody else looks like Jerry Garcia. If you know, you know. But anyways.
But yes, Marco, yeah, sorry, you're gonna miss. It was getting dark outside.
Probably the rain.
Probably. It's been shitty this whole fucking weekend.
Oh my god, it's supposed to go all the way to Tuesday.
I know. I'm not. Yeah, I fucking hate it. But that being said, we're gonna end the show there, guys. We hope you enjoy the rest of your Saturday and
the rest of your weekend.
Rest of your weekend. It's gonna be kind of dreary and crappy and rainy. I believe next weekend we're gonna have our boy Nick Pittman. We're gonna try to have him call on the show next week. I'm gonna reach out to him tomorrow or Monday and try and schedule something for him to call in. And then we have some stuff that I have planned that I can't get into just yet. But in the coming weeks, we're gonna have Dave Hagen calling in the show as well.
Right.
20th anniversary of Monster Mania. Among other things, I hope we have the details ironed out for. But that being said, I was going to play "This Is the Life" to end the show and dedicate it to all that, but I closed the video already, and I kind of revealed my I leave my hands out that it's all a character that I really do feel bad, so I didn't want to go back on that.
As long as it's not, we all live in a Yellowstone.
We're fine. I was going to play this is. Matter of fact, I'm not going to play it. Just go look it up. Do it on your own. This is like a Weird Al. It's 1,000% about billionaires and how awful and stupid they are.
Yeah, exactly.
But be safe, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday and your weekend. We'll see you guys next Saturday. I can't remember if I had plans.
Keep a tracker on you if you go out hiking.
Yes, please be safe. Don't go any tin can submarines or go hiking or alone or whatever it is. Always have a buddy with you. Try your best to at least. But that being said, guys, for the rest of your day and weekend, we'll see you next weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.